Hi everyone, in today's video I am trying out Blue Apron, which is a meal service. Basically they send you all the ingredients you would need to make said meal out of. They have different plans, I think 2 servings, 4 servings, whatever the case may be. We're just 2 people in my household, so we did 2 meals for 2 people without the promotion and stuff like this. Side note, this video is not sponsored. We just were legitimately curious because we started getting bored of what we were eating and running out of ideas. But we figured we would give Blue Apron a try. We might also try HelloFresh, and we're just gonna decide which one we like the best and which one is better suited for the 2 of us. So for our first box, there were promotions or all this stuff. So it only cost, I think it was $17 shipped to the house, which is ridiculous for 2 meals for the 2 of us. However, after the first week, if we were to do this again, it would then shoot up to I think like $54. So we just have to compare it to what we spend at the store, and I think it's probably pretty much the same. I would just have to see what the portion size is to see if it's actually justifiable, because you know how sometimes you'll get like a serving size and it's like itty bitty bitty. So if it's itty bitty bitty, then it's not worth it. But let me open this up and I'll give you some more of my thoughts. So here is what the inside looks like. I am seeing this for the first time with you. I do want to note that living in South Florida, luckily today is a cooler day, but I mean, it can shoot up easily to 90 degrees, always in like the mid 80s. And so I do want to check on the dry ice. I want to check on the meals and then obviously put them aside. I'm going to be cooking both in this video, but like one today, one tomorrow. I'm just going to stitch it together. So I do feel, for the fact that I live in a hotter climate area, you're kind of entrapped into your house until this is delivered, because the last thing you want is to come home and your food's spoiled, the dry ice is melted. There's been other things that I've ordered where the dry ice was just done. I mean, everything was at room temp, if not warmer. So that's a downfall. Once a week you would be entrapped into your house, so I guess you would have to schedule on a day where you don't have plans. We didn't know that, so we actually had plans to go to Jackson's, which is a really popular ice cream spot down where we live. So I think we'll do that tomorrow. This is one meal that we chose, steaks and brown butter sauce. Blue Apron has options too where you can, I think these were called bistro steaks, but you can upgrade it. I don't know what kind of steaks they were. It wasn't like filet mignon or anything. And it would be an additional charge of like $6.99 per person, or they have like more extravagant options. I think like they had like a duck option, which I'm not about that life, but that was like an extra $11.99 per serving. I think that's how they get some people, is certain people will see like a recipe that they truly want to try and then pay the extra amount for it. In here comes 2 steaks, and it says swapped for 2 flank steaks, which I don't think we swapped anything for, but maybe that's just the option. Carrots, garden cloves, rosemary, potatoes, cream, salted butter, apple cider vinegar. So this is what I will be making today, and we have a nice smoker grill combo outside. However, for this to be true to plan, we want to follow the recipe exactly just to see if it is as good as it looks. So it says send a free Blue Apron box to a friend, know someone who would love us. Scan here if you have free boxes to share. I guess I'll leave a code down below. I guess that's attached to our account, but I don't even know if we're gonna continue doing this. Well, this is everything that we'll be following, but we'll get to this in a sec. And then the second meal we chose was a cheesy chorizo and pepper flautas. This is not something that would ever pop into my head. I don't think I've made this in my life, but it looks delicious. So it comes with chorizo, tortillas, bell pepper, zucchini, pickled peppers. That's interesting. Lime, sour cream, shredded cheese, and roasted peanuts. Now it's the true test. It doesn't feel cold, I'm being honest. It doesn't feel cold. Here is inside of our bag. I hope they label everything. So I can see peanuts, I can see the peppers, sour cream. So this clearly goes with the chorizo dish. Same with this, because I remember seeing, look how big that zucchini is. Holy moly, it's giant. Takes up the whole, that's a giant zucchini. Wow, okay. That's with the chorizo, and that is cold, by the way. The bell pepper, which goes with chorizo, so I'm just gonna kind of lay it out there. I don't know why. I think it's pretty funny that they send you carrots, but they're not already peeled. But I guess I gotta do some of the work, right? I mean, like they send you a pepper, but clearly I was gonna wash everything anyway, but I guess I was just looking to be a little more spoiled. So the carrots go with our steak. Tortillas go over here. Potatoes, steak also, garlic, steak, I realize it's just bags of ice. They do not use dry ice, I guess. So we got the chorizo and it is cold, so that makes me extremely happy to see. Top sirloin steaks. I forgot what they said it was. If it was like 5-ounce steaks, right? It doesn't say it on the sheet, but it was something really small, and I kind of made a joke of it to my boyfriend because when we go out to eat, if I ever get a steak, it's always like an 8-ounce steak, 8-ounce filet mignon, and he usually gets like a 16-ounce ribeye or something like that, like one of those things. So it's definitely a smaller portion, and that's why I was saying I wonder if the fillers are more going to be the sides, like the potatoes and the carrots. But again, you had option to upgrade this. It just would have cost more money, and we just wanted to see what it was like. Grass-fed beef, so I'm sure that you're paying a premium price for, but all right, let's put this box aside. I guess there's nothing left to do, but let's jump into it and let's cook some steak. Doesn't this look like a liver or a kidney? Can you guys see that? Why is it so dark? That's gnarly. All right, anyway. So first things first, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 450. I'm gonna fill a medium pot with salted water, get it to a boil, wash and dry the produce, peel the carrots, dice the potatoes, do the garlic, and pick the rosemary leaves off the stems. Next for the carrots, I'm going to take a baking sheet pan and line it with foil. I'm going to drizzle the carrots with olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'll then toss them and arrange them in an even layer. These will then roast for 16 to 18 minutes or until brown and tender when pierced with a fork. Before I put these carrots in the oven though, I do want to take on the potatoes since the potatoes and the carrots cook for the same amount of time. Simple as adding the potatoes and the garlic to the boiling water, and there's that. And next is frying the rosemary, which I didn't even know this was a thing, but I'm living for it. You get your oil hot, add a little bit of rosemary, stir and cook for 1 to 2 minutes until lightly brown. Put it aside, keep the extra oil, and actually you're gonna add a little bit more oil to the pan to get ready to cook the steaks. But first, let's prep them. So to prep the steaks, it's as simple as patting them dry with a paper towel, and it suggested seasoning it with salt and pepper. I substituted salt for garlic salt, it just adds a little more flavoring. If I followed Blue Apron steps exactly, I would be cooking the steaks with the carrots and potatoes already done. So you figure if it takes 6 to 10 minutes to cook the steaks, then it needs a 5 more minutes resting time. Our potatoes and carrots would be already sitting out for about 15 minutes. So I'm actually cooking the steaks while the potatoes and the carrots are finishing up. So to the potatoes, I add the creme fraiche and a bit of olive oil and then salt and pepper to taste. I didn't feel like the mashed potatoes were as creamy as I'd like, so I actually added in some cream cheese and it made it a little more creamier and delicious. The carrots were perfect as is, and now our steaks are done so I can set them aside to rest, and our potatoes and carrots are only waiting 5 minutes as opposed to 15 minutes, had I followed Blue Apron's instructions to the T. The steaks look beautiful, and now my last thing to do is make the pan sauce, which is as simple as adding butter to the pan. I don't clean the pan or anything like that because I'm going to use all those brown bits on the bottom for flavoring. You'll see I already have garlic in the pan, and then once that foam from the butter subsides, I'll be turning off the heat and adding the apple cider vinegar. I'll give it a little stir. I'll take out the garlic clove, and literally the last thing to do is plate the plates. And while I'm plating, I'll give you my review of this dish just so we can instantly jump into the chorizo dish. I thought the steak was a little tough, but that's just the cut of meat that it is. The carrots were by far, hands down, my favorite part of this meal. I really did also like the mashed potatoes and the gravy and the fried rosemary. The steak, if it was a different cut, I would like it better, but Now what I don't like is the cleanup afterwards. Somebody help me. So let's do the flantas. We're gonna preheat the oven, we're gonna wash and dry the produce, cut zucchini, cut the bell pepper, chop the peanuts, chop the pickled peppers, quarter the lime, and then combine the lime with sour cream. Next, I'm going to put the zucchini in a sheet pan, drizzle with olive oil and season with salt and pepper, and then I'll just roast it for 13 to 15 minutes, similar to how we did the carrots. Large non-stick pan, if you have one, heat a drizzle of olive oil on medium-high until hot. So we're going to add the chorizo and the diced peppers, cook, stir frequently for about 5 to 7 minutes or until lightly brown. Then I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of water, continue cooking, transfer to a bowl, stir in the cheddar until combined. Alright, and as I finish up here, I figured I would give you my review of this dish. I liked it. I thought it was delicious. I thought the bell peppers went nice with the chorizo, the tortilla came out great. Surprisingly, the peanuts worked with the zucchini, which I didn't think I'd like, but I liked it, and I really did like the sour cream also. I'm going to create a separate video going in depth on my thoughts of Blue Apron now that I've had officially 1 week out of it. Until then, as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want, feel free to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye friends.